Buckeye and Longhorn Nation, we are 4 short days away from the Cotton Bowl Classic down in Arlington. It's going to be a fabulous contest between two storied programs, 4 national titles all time for the Texas Longhorns, 8 for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Of course, both are looking to lock up a spot in the national title game here, this being the national semifinal. It'll be versus Notre Dame or Penn State. But first, we're here to talk about how the Buckeyes can defeat the Texas Longhorns. How can they punch their ticket to Atlanta and make sure they are playing for a national title on Monday, January 20th? Well, Rob, what you got to say on that one? I feel confident, but it's measured confidence. It's not like, oh yeah, we're gonna blow them out, we're gonna win, we're gonna no problem. They're nothing. That's not at all my approach to this game. I am cautiously and tepidly confident about our Buckeyes team and the chances in this Cotton Bowl football classic game.
Yeah. So what I remember, I mean, I watched both the times that Texas played Georgia, and what I've noticed most is what happens with Quinn Ewers when when a defense gets pressure on him, they hurry him. He's not able to make all his reads, let the play progress, let the wide receivers get their routes going. And here, this is what happens. Here, let me share this.
It's always important to speed up his clock.
So let's see. You see that good?
Yeah.
All right. So let's watch. This is what happens when there's pressure on him. He's not able to see the whole field. Pretty sure he misses a wide open throw. But here we go.
Yeah, see it.
See, he's got a wide. He had a look.
Yeah,
look. He had
the top of the screen.
A wide open Ryan Wingo right there, the screen. But look, when there's pressure on him, see how they got a good amount of pressure.
Yeah,
he's overwhelmed. He's got 2 people in his face. There's a wide open Ryan Wingo, and it's just. That could have been a touchdown because as we saw against Michigan, Ryan Wingo's got some speed, especially when you're able to get him out in the perimeter.
Yeah, Wingo's nasty.
But here, let me see.
Shoot, he had his tailback open on that play too, for at least a check down.
Did. Well, let me let me see this one. And this is just this one's like and this is another example of, what? He's probably getting pressure.
Pressure right up the front, right up the middle there.
He's feeling the pressure, and he made a mistake. He's feeling the pressure, and he made a really big mistake. Let's watch that one more time.
Yeah.
Pressure right at the middle. See, there's the pressure. He gets it out quickly. He doesn't notice that the cornerback is sitting back on the route just waiting for it. And Ewers is basically telegraphing the pass. He's not able to do all his reads and his progressions. Another example of how Quinn Ewers completely just fumbled this.
He panics under pressure.
Yeah, he does. Let's see. Did we already watch this one?
That's the one we just saw. Yeah, the pick.
Yeah, that's the one we just saw. Let me. Well,
it's interesting because he only had time for one read on both those plays, and he made the wrong decision. Of course, on that first one we saw, he probably should have just eaten it anyway. I mean, they were there within 2 seconds, and then the second one we saw, it was a one read progression only, and he just fired it anyway, despite the cornerback being draped all over his wideout.
Yeah. Here's another one.
Let's see what we got.
Look at that. He senses the pressure, and that's a terrible throw.
I remember that play.
The dude. Look, this is what happens when you get pressure on him. Again,
That blitz, man.
And look at that hold.
Well protected, a long throw.
Oh gosh, bro.
I mean, my gosh. And you know what? The funny thing is, and this dude is also easily rattled. I mean, watch this hit. He's off this clip that I'm about to show, he has like no like pocket awareness. You know how some of those quarterbacks can like feel the pressure and they just bail?
Yep.
This dude has literally almost no pocket awareness.
Oh, jeez. No good pocket presence, huh?
Of the night. And he
Good Lord. What a freaking violent hit.
Comes out, still rolling for grabs. And it looks like Georgia has recovered.
I mean, now that's what we saw was the first game, clips from the first game and the second game.
Yeah.
So what I'm seeing is that here. Let me stop the share. Oh wait,
Yeah, sure
it has
thing,
already
sure thing.
stopped. So what I'm noticing is that when he plays a defense with a pulse, who is able to make him uncomfortable in the pocket, because let's be honest, he's not a really good scrambler.
No, he's not. He's not mobile.
If you get him out of his comfort zone, make him roll and have to scramble around, he's not going to make the right throws. I mean, we even saw that in the Arizona State game. They started getting physical. Arizona State defense started getting physical, and it made him force a couple throws. Now, here was the stat result of the first game against Georgia. It wasn't pretty at all.
I recall.
It wasn't pretty at all. Here we go. 2 touchdowns, 211 yards, 1 interception, 25 for 43. So that's pretty much that's a garbage stat line.
58%, 57%. Yikes.
So, here's what I'm saying. Ever since that Oregon game, Ohio State has had, they've had 22 sacks plus the 12 sacks in the playoffs. They've had 34 sacks since that Oregon game. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Dylan Gabriel and Quinn Ewers are good quarterbacks. They're good. Let's be honest. We're not
college quarterbacks.
Good college quarterbacks, but they're pretty much the same quarterback, except I see Dylan Gabriel being a way better scrambler.
Yeah, he's more athletic.
In a way that they're the same quarterback is if they start getting uncomfortable, you get some pressure on them. They make these terrible decisions. They either hold on to the ball for too long, they're not able to read the field, they don't make all their reads, and they force throws, they make mistakes, which sometimes end up in interceptions, a wide open missed throws. Just they're kind of the same quarterback. So, I'm pretty that's what Ohio State needs to do. The defense needs to make Quinn Ewers as comfortable as possible.
On that point, one thing that Ohio State has really emphasized since that Oregon game is getting hands in the face of the quarterback, getting pressure on the quarterback. JTT and Jack Sawyer are elite at doing that off the edges. And then, of course, Tyleik Williams is a phenomenal player. He's very disruptive, but he's also he's good at getting in the backfield and getting that interior pressure on quarterbacks and forcing things from the middle of the pocket, which honestly, I don't value that more than a defensive end getting around the edge and getting a sack. But it what interior pressure does is it takes the quarterback's eyes off of their receivers and onto the pressure and directly in front of them. And that's a huge advantage to Ohio State defense. We had 8 sacks just versus Oregon. You said 4 versus Tennessee. We're going to continue to come after the quarterback with a relentless pressure. And I'm excited to see how we can get in Quinn Ewers' head and get in his head, get in his mindset and attack him mentally as well as physically. Get him on the ground.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Oregon's receiving core is a lot better than Texas's, and they were able to lock them up.
Oh yeah, Holden, Johnson, Stewart, they're elite players.
And here's the thing, like if they can lock up this Texas wide receiver core, and we get pressure on Ewers, and he makes those mistakes, I think it's a wrap, dude.
Well, like I said, man, I'm very confident heading into this contest. Not overly confident. I don't think it'll be a blowout of anything like that. But I'm confident Ohio State will move on because I think Georgia is exposed and giving us the blueprint what we need to do defensively to stop the Texas Longhorns offense. Wisner and Blue are very good weapons that combine for 1,700 yards rushing this season at the tailback position. As you mentioned, Wingo, an elite receiver. But
But
yeah, I'm confident we lock them up with Caleb Downs and our corners.
Here's the thing about that stat line. Let's go
Yeah.
to so Wisner against Arizona State's defense, 18 carries for 45 yards. It was all Quinn that game. He threw for 3 touchdowns. Matthew Golden 7 receptions, 149 yards. So
yeah.
if we don't stop those running backs, I'm pretty sure our front seven is a lot better than Arizona State's.
Well, one thing I read an article on 11 Warriors, and this is to your point that you just made. A lot of teams have been successful at making Texas one-dimensional this season and making Quinn Ewers be the hero and be the savior. Now, against Michigan, they didn't have to do that because everything they were doing was working, man. It just was. They were going up and down the field as much as they wanted to. Could have scored 50 in the big house, but they chose to only score, I think it was 31 or 38, 34, whatever. But Arizona State made them one-dimensional, and their secondary wasn't elite enough to stop the Longhorns' passing attack. Like you said, 319 yards for Quinn Ewers. With Igmanosin, Hancock, Matthews, and Burke, and, of course, Downs and Ransom back there, nobody's been able to run on us this year. So we're going to make them one-dimensional. I think we're going to get Ewers a couple times. Our buddy Matt Crawford, he said he's going to get 2 picks this game. I don't know about that. That'd be amazing. But
I mean, even though the score was so low in that second Georgia game, man.
Yeah.
The Ewers lit it up in terms of yards. Mm-hmm. I mean, he had 358 passing yards, but this is crazy though.
Goodness,
with those 358 passing yards, he had only 1 touchdown. He had 2 interceptions, and Wisner, again, Wisner, 19 carries for 51 yards. But again, Matthew Golden, 8 receptions, 162 yards. I think Golden could be a problem. You know what? Remember AD Mitchell? We all remember AD Mitchell.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He's on that team as well.
Yeah, he is.
But
we got weapons.
I mean, I wouldn't look so much at that Clemson game, dude. I mean, how good is Clemson's front seven? Because Jaden Blue, like 14 carries, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns. And the other running back, Wisner, 15 carries, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns.
They're not the Clemson of old defensive front.
No, I'm just go on, keep talking. I'm just looking up this defensive stat for Clemson.
Well, it's interesting, man, because that is what they want to do. They want to get Wisner and Blue moving and get them in the open space and get them some big holes to run through to make Ewers more effective.
Here's why, man. Let's look at this Clemson defense real quick, and it'll tell you why they are able to run all over. So here's the rushing statistic. Clemson's rush defense, they're 60th in the country, allowing 150 yards a game.
Jeez.
150 yards. I mean, their defense, dude, they're not even, there's one category where they're kind of close. They're 3 spots away from top 20. Other than that, they're not even top 40.
Yeah.
Like
that's why they've fallen off.
Yeah, definitely. So it's kind of like Georgia has given us the blueprint now.
They did.
mind you, Georgia's defense has several first-round picks.
They do.
Who's a Javion Walker. They also have
Starks.
Yeah, Starks and Bridge. I don't know his last. Mikael Williams.
Yeah.
The other edge rusher. Will we be able to emulate what they did? I think yes. I think this defense is playing at another level. I think that, so since our cornerbacks such a lot, because that's what I noticed during the Oregon game.
Yep.
The longer we lock the wide receivers down, the more time that Gabriel needed. And that's when he started making mistakes because that O-line could only hold for so long. If we're able to lock down these receivers, I think the same thing can happen, dude. I think either Ewers is going to have to eat the ball, or he's going to make some mistakes.
Make some poor decisions. It's very possible, man. I'm excited to see how this contest is going to unfold. Obviously, like I said, 4 more sleeps until we get to witness this game down in Arlington. First, Penn State and Notre Dame treat us in the Orange Bowl in Miami, but I am confident, man. Let me ask you this, and then we'll wrap up the video. But with these statistics, with the blueprint, the Georgia set, with the things we discussed in this video, does that make you more or less confident in our abilities in this contest?
Coming to this playoff, I had literally no expectations. Going in this game, I have no expectations. Am I more confident? Yeah, I am, but I'm still kind of in got to prove it to me mode.
Leery.
I'm really impressed with how the Buckeyes have been playing the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Just was not expecting that blowout against Oregon. Just a complete surprise, a great Happy New Year gift. Just great way to start the new year if you're an Ohio State Buckeye fan. But let's just say I have a lot more faith in this team, and I think they're gonna put up a fight. This team's on a mission. They seem really pumped up, and yes, it is because of the Michigan loss. It lit a fire under them, and you know what? It is what it is, man. They played on. They played great, and you know what? One more thing I'm gonna say about this, because we barely talked about the offense and what they need to do against the defense.
Just touch on it briefly, yeah.
I will say that Arizona State found ways to get their best player involved, Cam Scadaboo.
Yep.
Is it Scadaboo or Scadaboo?
Scadaboo, yeah, you said it.
Cam Scadaboo had him run a freaking fly route. They got him the ball. They found ways to get him the ball and have him make plays. That's what Ohio State needs to do. And you know what? They have several big playmakers. I mean, dude, Arizona State rushed for over 150 yards against this Texas front.
Yeah, Scadaboo was getting after him, and just collectively.
I mean, so all I'm saying is, get the ball to your playmakers. Who's been shown out the most in this play for the Ohio State Buckeyes on offense?
Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith and Travion Henderson, dude.
Mm-hmm. Go to your playmakers, man. Your playmakers, let them make plays.
I mean, you have all first rounders in your skill set, your skill positions on this Ohio State offense.
Don't overthink things.
Junkins, Henderson, Smith, Tate, Abuka. I mean, it's endless, man.
I'm excited once more. Ohio State, Texas, into Cotton Bowl. We'll all be watching. The whole nation will be. We'll see you on the next one. Go Bucks and God bless.
OH.
I hope.